I'm going to be honest and start this out by saying that I'm much more excited for all the racing this weekend than I was for everything as a whole last weekend. No offense to Atlanta and the whole, restrictor plate thing. And the racing was better than in July. I think, track temperatures and stuff have, a big part to do with, the way the difference in the racing was in July. But there's a lot more stuff that I'm looking forward to this weekend than that. And I really, as if you guys listened, didn't have a lot of expectations going into it. I just hoped it was better. And it was. So they did that. But yeah, the F1 race, that again was good. It's just there's just a better conglomerate of everything, I think, this weekend. And I'm a road course guy. Yeah, I mean, I watch enough F1 and all that, obviously. I like seeing street courses and road courses. So it's a pretty good weekend for everyone. Before we get into it, make sure one more time, say it all the time. Check out everything from last week that I did through the week if you haven't already, between snowcross, F1, NASCAR, Supercross. Like there's a lot of them out there, a lot of good racing, a lot of stuff discussed in a short amount of time. Yeah, I tried to save it for, like one longer episode a week to save everyone, the headache. They can get through a bunch of them the same amount of time, but a lot of good stuff coming up this weekend. I'm excited for it. There's a bunch of guys off, and it doesn't even really bug me out that much. I mean, smidgen, but I'll live without it. Start off with something that I talk about a lot. I tell everyone to set your damn DVRs because it's on the CBS Sports Network. If you have a DVR, boom. You have CBS Sports Network, done. It's really easy, but that'd be the FIA ABB Formula E, and it's their debut in Sao Paulo with the Julius Bauer Bear, however you pronounce it. Sao Paulo E Prix. I'm excited about it. And I think this marks 3 straight races at new places for Formula E this season, which, is a good thing, expanding to these new places, expanding the market, expanding the sport, gets more eyes on it, gets more money involved, and it keeps helping it grow. So that's really exciting. Saturday, 1:03 p.m. And again, as there wasn't a race last year, obviously it's the debut. I just want to see, a few things. I want to see if Pascal Verline and Jake Dennis can get it back together because they had a few tough races there after starting out really good. And some of it was nothing, no fault of their own, just racing. These things happen. So I want to see if they're doing good. I want to see if defending champion Stoffel Van Dorn can continue to trend getting points and climb into the championship because he got 0 in the first two, and then he scored 4 points and 6 points. So, it's not a lot, but 4 and 6 points is better than 0 points. So I'd like to see if he can keep, climbing his way in there now. New team, new car, new everything, manufacturer, new everything for him after the championship last year. So see how that works out. And I'm hoping that the racing continues to be as good as it was, as it has been with the new car and the new tire this season. Again, there's been people that have moved from like 14th and drove their way up through to first, which, you saw passing last year, but I don't remember seeing nearly this much passing. So, the new car and tire combination has done exactly what they wanted it to do, which again helps people enjoy it more, when there's passing and actual racing. So I want to see how that does. And, also hoping that my DVR doesn't shaft me. CBS Sports Network on top of it's been some sketchiness, but set your DVRs. It's going to be really good. I don't know why people haven't watched it yet. They put on some of the best racing you'll see, at least they have so far all year. I don't think that's going to change at all this weekend. So set the DVRs. Sao Paulo E Prix, first one ever there. So you can see all the pageantry and everything that they put into it. As you've seen, IndyCar, I'm sure NASCAR, Supercross F1, like you can see what they put into theirs. And I think it's a really wicked combination of everything they put there. So check it out. Set them DVRs Saturday, 1:03 p.m. CBS Sports Network. You'll enjoy it. There's the plug. American Flat Track, the Yamaha Senoia Short Track, Senoia, Georgia. Make sure you set those DVRs for that and be on the lookout for it. There's no race last year, but I can't say Bubba Pollard is the grand marshal for it. Local dirt track. He's a legend in that. Even was the local legend in one of the SRX races last year. Super talented guy. Check it out. Make sure you set those DVRs, even though sometimes they don't pick them up. But again, Really, really good racing there. Moto America's off until April 21st through the 23rd at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta, obviously in Georgia. IndyCar's off until April 2nd for the PPG 375. The Texas Motor Speedway F1 is off until March 31st through April 2nd for the Rolex Australian GP in Melbourne, Australia. That'll be weird. Yeah, seeing Daniel Ricciardo not have a ride. Yeah, in Australia, that'll be weird. But I'm sure he'll get a great reception because he will still be there as, the reserve driver in case anything happens. So weird, but next weekend that's happening. Supercross round 11 in Seattle at Lumen Field Saturday. Gate drops 10 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. We all know how much I love those, but it could be worse than 10. So I will take it, but we get to see the 450s and the return of the 250 West and Jet Lawrence after the hell of a break. I mean, that was like a month there where they didn't have a race. I want to see in the 250, see if Jet can continue his dominance. And again, the way he was driving, the way his brother's driving right now, his brother's caught up to him with all that, and they're on fire. I don't see anyone doing anything, but I do want to see how RJ Hampshire, McAdoo, the Lopeses, the Oldenburgs, Styles Robertsons, like, again, Styles, how do you forget that first name? But see how they do after the long break, because the Lawrence brothers were, Jet and Hunter were racing together, and they didn't take any time off or anything. I'm not saying any of them did, but where they were, I think that Jet's going to pick right up where he left off, and I want to see really what the other teams have done to get closer to them. That's the big one. What did they had all that time off? There's things to tweak, new parts, all kinds of stuff they can figure out. I want to see who got closer to Jet during the break. You got that much time off. See if anyone learned anything. Again, it is Jet, so he can just drive away regardless. They can fix all kinds of stuff and improve. Only time will tell, and I want to see who's going to be close to that in the 450s. For the love of God, I just want Chase Sexton to make it a race without anything. I'm like, oh, but last weekend, it's like, yeah, but he got a 7-point penalty for jumping while the red cross flag was out. So there was just something. There's always something. Can't seem to help himself. I don't understand, but that's life, I guess. I just don't get it. I want to see how Aaron Plessinger can bounce back after the heartbreak last weekend, going down right there at the end. All he had to do was just keep it upright. And he had the thing. See what he can do. Bounce back after that emotional, just train wreck that was. I had to see if Ken Roxon can keep it up. If Eli can get back towards championship, thing, because he hasn't looked right since Daytona. He didn't look right at the beginning there, for a little bit there before they even got to Daytona, and then he finally looked decent. And then, again, another wicked week for him before they get to Daytona. He does Eli Tomac things at Daytona and wins, and then here we are again with the same thing. He's just had a rough couple weeks. See if he can, bounce back and get towards there. I know it's a long season, but he's looked way more just off his game this year, and I want to see him bounce back and look like the Eli Tomac we all got used to seeing. And I ain't taking anything away from, Cooper Webb. They have all had their shortcomings this season, him and Chase Sexton. And been right on top of each other. And that's why they are so close in the points. I mean, it's only, 3 points between first and second. And Chase Sexton's now farther back because of that, penalties slipped. But they've all been on top of each other the whole time. Even when they weren't winning, there was, Ken Rocks and Justin Barcia, and all three of them were back there slightly kind of near each other during all of that. And I want to see, now that we're coming to the back half, in that direction, I'd like to see someone pull away. I enjoy them, albeit they could all still be right there, but see someone, if someone can take, just take it over and drive away from everyone else. I don't think they're going to. They've been too close to each other. They've been too on top of each other, but we're coming down the back stretch. It's time to start figuring out, who really has it. I'd love to see it go down to the last race with all of them battling it out, but just don't see it happening. I don't know, but good race this weekend at Lumen Field in Seattle. Make sure to check it out. I can't say set those DVRs, but your ass can go on Peacock and you can watch it. What else are you doing Saturday at 10 p.m.? Or Sunday? You can watch it then because it's on Peacock. And you can get through all the commercials and all that. Just anything. You can fast forward to them talking to people and all that. And it should be really, really good. Track maps will be up for you. Arkham Menards off until April 22nd for the General Tire 200 at Talladega. The Arkham Menards Series East is running Saturday with their season opening Pensacola 200 at Five Flag Speedway. 8 p.m. on Saturday, but they're getting the shaft, and it's not airing until April 2nd on CNBC at 11 a.m. And that's some dog shit right there. That's doing them some dirty, and I don't like it. I'm like, hey, it'll air on the 2nd at 11 a.m. on CNBC because people are going to be looking for that one. Thanks for nothing on that, but I do like Five Flags. So, yeah, at least mark it down. CNBC 11 a.m. You could try to watch it. Arkham Menards Series West off until April 1st. That'll be the next weekend as well. For the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame 150 at the Irwindale Speedway. That is a mouthful. Sorry, can't help it. It gets us to this weekend. Craftsman Truck Series Expel 225 at COTA, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas. Finally, to all of those, I'm really excited. I just like COTA. With all the different bits that they have there. They got the really tight technical stuff, big speed. Like, I enjoyed it. I hope it doesn't get as stupid as it did last year, but I enjoyed. I'm really looking forward to this. But again, Craftsman Truck Series Expel 225 at COTA Saturday, 1:30 p.m. on FS1, MRN, and Sirius XM. And it's another doubleheader at this place. I'm really actually looking forward to it again. One of my favorite things to race way back, NASCAR 98, as far back as that, when when we had the steering wheels and all that stuff, and it wasn't anywhere near good technology, but the old Sonoma was always my favorite. Watkins Glen. There's just something about them that always gets me. And again, this one's, got everything you need from technical stuff, high speeds. It's all really, really, exciting. I like the F1 races there. I like everything that races there just because, I've watched Super Bikes, King of the Baggers. Like, I've watched everything there. And if people don't like COTA, I don't get it. Because I think, out of some of them, I think it's a really, really, really good course. And I think F1 going there for so long proved that. Especially how much they don't like Americans, it seems. Look how hard it is for people to get in there, American teams. But really excited for entry list. There's a mouthful of people in all of these, so bear with me. Alex Bowman's going to be in the 7 for TJ Pucher. Samuel Lecomte, or Lecomte, get it right, I don't know. In the 8 for Joe Nemechek. Glad to see Joe Nemechek's name. Yeah, front row Joe. Not a name we get to mention a lot, so it does put a smile on my face. Ed Jones in the 20 for Rebecca Young. Logan Bearden in the 22 for Kevin Sawinski. Colin Garrett in the 30 for Stephen Lane. Ross Chastain in the 41 for Al Neese. Not a surpriser there. Dale Quarterly in the 46 for Timothy Veens. Kyle Busch driving for himself and probably looking for redemption after last year and how that whole thing ended. That was his until he went super wide to avoid the stupidity, and the stupidity still caught him. So I see this one just as a sheer, he didn't forget how that one ended, and I don't blame him for it. So hate him all you want. He got done dirty in that one, and hopefully locks it up. Just because that really, that go back and watch it. You'll understand if you didn't. But last year's results: Zane Smith won, second straight for front row. That was good to see. John Hunter Nemechek second, Kyle Busch third, Ben Rhodes fourth, Chandler Smith fifth, Chris Neck is sixth, Tyler Ankrum seventh, Carson Osavar eighth, Stuart Fraser ninth, and then Grant Enfinger rounded out the top 10. And thankfully in this series, only 2 of those guys that are in the top 10 there aren't there anymore. Zane's still there. Ben Rhodes, Christian Eckes, Tyler Ankrum, Hocevar, Fraser, Enfinger, and Kyle Busch will be in the race, as well. So, he's still there too. So there's a lot of guys that were in there that are still there. Parker Kligerman finished 19th. Alex Bowman was 25th after some stuff. Matty D was 31st. Haley Deegan was 34th. And I expect Ben Rhodes to be up there. Zane Smith, obviously, is really good. It's stuff like that. And he's just on fire. He's very good overall. He's figured out the truck and all of that. But, Eckes, obviously, I'm putting, Kyle Busch to be up there. And he should have won it last year. We'll see if he can this year. Stuart Friesen will be up there. There's a lot of names. I think, obviously the Cup drivers, the Alex Bowmans, I think they'll do better than they did last year. Just, they had issues which cost them stuff. I was surprised at how, Matty D's whole weekend, had issues, but he had a couple weeks last year where there's issue after issue. But I want to see if, Zane can make it 3 in a row for the team. They did with 2 different drivers before. This time, at least to be, same guy, but that'd be pretty cool. And again, it's first road course of the season. I haven't seen them on a road course in a very long time. So I want to see, obviously the names I mentioned are going to be good, but I want to see who wasn't right there that upped their game during the offseason and got better because, we all know that they have all the sims in the world to, get practice and get better at this stuff, better and better. And teams, figuring out stuff. Like I want to see who's improved their game because that's the big one. And there's a bunch of them that they run. So that's the big one for the weekend for me because we all know whose names to expect up there. It's just who's going to improve and put themselves up there or at least have better luck because there was a lot of stupid last year as well. So time will tell. But like I said a million times, I have to keep looking. Saturday, 1:30 p.m., FS1 MRN Sirius XM, the XPEL 225 at COTA. The first 2 races on the day, like they did this past weekend. Second one's the Xfinity Series Pit Boss 250, 5 p.m. on FS1 PRN and Sirius XM. And again, there's an even bigger list of people in this one, so bear with me. Carson Hocevar is going to be in the 07 for B Daughter. Eric Almirola returned to the Xfinity Series. Don't see it happen really ever. So, I don't know if it's going to be, I think it has to be getting more experience thing on the track or something of the sort, but it's really cool. He'll be, in the 08 for Bobby Daughter as Carson Hocevar's teammate. AJ Allmendinger coming back down. Yeah, that all-star 10 car that they have. He's driving the 10 this weekend. William Byron's in the 17 for Hendrick. First of a few races they're running, mostly on road courses. And we saw them do it last year. Kyle Larson, ran some. So first of many. Ty Gibbs in the 19 for Joe Gibbs. Again, it helps him get more experience. I was hoping someone else would get it, but just me. Connor Mozek in the 24 for Sam Hunt. Sage Karam in the 44 for Tommy Joe Martins. Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 45 for Cesar Baccarella. Preston Pardis in the 50 for Dan Pardis. Brad Perez in the 53 for Robert Gase. Cameron Lawrence in the 66 for Danielle Long. Baltazar Leguizamon in the 74 for Mike Harmon. And Miguel Paludo in the 88 for Junior. Again, last year, AJ Allmendinger won. I don't expect him to be anywhere not in contention for that again. Austin Hill was second. Same thing goes to him. I don't expect to see him not in contention at all for a guy that says he's not good at it. He seems to finish really good at all of them. So he'll be there. Cole Custer finished third. Hopefully he's better. Yeah, this is a shot for him to improve everything. He's really, let me down actually in his return there. Noah Gregson fourth. He's gone. Sam Mayer fifth. Myatt Snyder sixth. Britt Moffitt seventh. Jade Beaufort eighth. Miguel Paludo ninth. And Sheldon Creed 10th. With Parker Kligerman in 10th. And again, I expect the Cup drivers to be good, obviously. There's a lot of them in there, out from Almirola, William Byron, Ty Gibbs going back down there. There's a few names in there, and I expect them to do well. I'm not sure about Almirola. I'm not saying I don't think he's going to do good. I'm just saying I think that's more of a getting more experience down there kind of thing. But he's always in contention. He always finds a way to be up there. I think this one's just to help him around there. But I do want to see what all the extra drivers can do. And the Xfinity guys too. I can't go without saying, the Carson Hocevar is the world that I, don't want to see them do good because I do. I want to see them, everyone, do something, but I want to see what all the, the Miguel Paludos, the Baltazar Leguizamon, Cameron Lawrence, Sage Karam, Preston Pardis. There's a lot of guys in the race, and I want to see how they do. Some of them were lucky enough to get runs before in these cars, so it's not like the first time no practice go. So I think that's an improvement from some of them, but I want to see what they do. Again, Austin Hill should be great. Sheldon Creed will be good because he could drive on these things without a shadow of a doubt. AJ will be up there. Sam Mayer, I think, will be up there again doing well. Moffitt will be up there. The same cast of characters that you'd expect to be up there. I mean, Brandon Jones had a tough run last year. Allgaier needs a bounce back. But the same cast of characters will be up there. And I want to see what Parker can do. That's the big one. I want to see what Parker Kligerman can do Yeah, because the car is better this year than he had. And I think he's fantastic. He got to win the truck series, yeah, on the road course last year. And I think, this is one of those shots for him to steal one. It wouldn't really be stealing, but that team where they were compared to like the Junior Motorsports and the Gibbs and stuff, it would and RCR would technically be stealing one, but that'd be really cool. Again, though, check it out. Set the DVR Saturday, 5 p.m. on FS1, the Pit Boss 250. It's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to this doubleheader weekend. See, I don't mind these doubleheaders. These are the good ones, as long as no stupid happens. And there's me knocking on wood. So we'll see. I just, again, there's a bunch of stuff to see. It's just who's going to improve to get themselves into the same cast of characters category. Who knows, but it'll be a good one. I'm excited. And then finally, Sunday, Cup Series, Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix, Sunday, 3:30 p.m. on Fox, PRN, Sirius XM. And here we go. Entry list: Jordan Taylor in the 9 for Hendrick, as it's a road course. He's doing the road courses. Josh Berry gets the ovals, until Chase Elliott returns. Jenson Button in the 15 for Rick Ware Racing. I'm excited to see that one. See what he could do in that thing. Connor Daly in the 50 for TMT Racing. Exciting stuff again. Connor can drive. We'll see. Jimmy Johnson in the 84 for Legacy Motor Club. Exciting stuff. Again, I think they went there after he was gone. So why wouldn't he want to go and race at COTA? That's really, I'm excited to see just what he can do, because he's going out there just to have fun. And he will compete. For I guess top 10, top 15. He'll be somewhere in there because it's a great equalizer, and he has racing skills, believe it or not. But I want to see, and Kimi Räikkönen in the 91 for Trackhouse, and the way Watkins Glen ended under such stupid. I want to see what he could do this weekend now that he actually at least has experience in the car, and how bad that ended. And I'm pretty sure Justin Marks said that it's his as long as he wants it. So really excited to see what he can do again. If you have no idea what happened when I'm talking about Watkins Glen, watch it. That was some bullshit. I'd have been mad if I was him. We'll see what he does this weekend. Now I'm feeling random vibrations. But last year, Ross Chastain won. We all remember the stupid, him, AJ, you name it. People were just full sending it, and it really was bullshit. But we'll see how it gets better this year. But it got Trackhouse the first ever win. So there is that positive, I suppose. Alex Bowman second, Christopher Bell third, Chase Elliott fourth, Tyler Reddick fifth, Ryan Blaney sixth, Mark Truex Jr. seventh, Austin Cindric eighth, Eric Jones ninth, and Austin Dillon rounded out the top 10. Surprisingly, after the first one, Harvick was 11th, which is good to see. Michael McDowell 13th, Denny Hamlin 18th, Ty Dillon got a 20th, so shout out to Ty Dillon. Boris said 26th, Kyle Busch 28th, Kyle Larson 29th, Joey Logano 31st, and then AJ Gatto 33rd. Because of how the ending of all that went, and I would have been pissed too. So they said there's no ill feelings going into this weekend. I'll believe it when I see it, but really dumb. But I want to see a bunch of stuff in this, see if Gibbs guys figured it out, because we all remember the beginning of last year through Infinity and all that they just sucked on road courses. So have they improved? Yes. Did they get a guy up here and there? Yes, but God, did they suck. So see who steps up the smaller teams and the young drivers, because it's a road course, so it does help equal some things out. And when I say that, the Noah Gregsons, see what Corey LaJoy can do. I'll see if Ty Dillon can get another top 20. I'm okay with that. Believe it or not, talk a lot of trash. I'm okay with that. Ty Gibbs, he always showed, skill at them in the Xfinity Series. So see what he can do. He should be better than he is right now, which is what's freaking me out. Because he ran so many races last year in the Cup Series. I thought he would be way farther ahead than he is right now. When it comes to the car and all that, maybe it's time. Maybe this would be a time to break out. But if they could do, Briscoe and Cindric have to be in there, because those guys were always on top of each other. On road course in the Xfinity Series, Justin Haley should do good. Like, I want to see what who does that, and you see where McDowell does. And just see where Todd Gilliland, because he can run them. Ryan Blaney. Like, there's a lot of names of guys that I'm not picking on Blaney or Reddick, even though I don't think that he's the equipment he's in is anywhere near as good as what he was last year going into this. So we'll see what Kyle Busch can do after what all that team did last year on road courses, getting some wins. There's a lot of guys here and there that I just want to see what they can do. And Kimi Räikkönen, I just want to. I was always a fan. Love to see what he could do. So make sure you set those DVRs. Just be home. That one's hard to understand. Just be home and you can watch it. But Should be really, really fantastic. And again, it's the great equalizer. I just hope that it doesn't get as stupid as it did last year at the end, because that was really dumb. Everyone will admit that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please, YouTube, find that was dumb. 2022 Cup Series COTA. There's so much contact. It was full send mode. And you could tell it was full send mode, which is even worse. So, yeah, set everything, be ready to do it. Should be a great weekend of racing. Again, Supercross, NASCAR, and COTA. Like, there's a bunch of good stuff. Formula E, excuse me. And, check it all out. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember, YouTube, Rumble, Apple Podcast, Spotify for podcasters, iHeartRadio, Audible, all of them, plus don't forget, you can do support on Spotify for podcasts. If you click on the link, that'd be help and be appreciative to help pay for trademarks and upgrade equipment and all that stuff. So it's not all coming out of pocket, but I appreciate all of you and all the support you can. Don't forget to share all the hell out of all this. It helps out immensely. Find all the other episodes I've done. And until next time, peace. Bye.